What's up, folks? David Soto Jr. here, and this is the David Soto Jr. podcast. What's up, folks? Welcome to episode 12 of the David Soto Jr. podcast. I'm your host, David Soto Jr. I'm coming to you from, Pike National Forest is where I'm at. Pike National Forest, and it's early. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, you can see it's kind of dark still. The sun isn't quite up. I mean, it's coming up, but it hasn't broken past the crest of the mountains behind me. And I thought I'd make a recording here appropriate since I got to spend the night here on at a campsite in the mountains. I want to talk about van life. And what I want to talk about is the truth about van life. And as I'm getting more comfortable, I'm resuming to saying my uhs a lot more. I caught that in the last episode. You may hear a car too. This campsite is right off a county road, so occasionally a car comes by. You may hear that as well. But as far as the topic, it's just somebody got, I don't want to admit that they got under my skin so much, but they said something like, you live this perfect life, or you don't even know what, basically saying, I don't know what it's like to be around people or the real world, or because I'm living this great, isolated, perfect life, and where I get to do whatever I want. And I don't know where he gets any of that. Where does he come up with that my life is perfect? Because it's not. And that's the thing. That's the thing about van life. The truth about van life is that it's hard. It is hard, man. And when I started this trip almost 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago, I was like, I made this van to sleep two people, because I noticed after watching videos on YouTube and stuff, like there's two kinds of people that I've noticed out there. There's the loner who is traveling by themselves, and they've made all the accommodations for one, and they're just don't seem they just don't seem happy. And then there's the couple, right? There's a cute couple with the cute girl, and they have so much fun, and they're mountain biking and surfing, and sometimes cooking, and sometimes she's just sitting around in her van in her bikini. I mean, that looks great. That looks fantastic. So I'm like, there's two kinds of van lifers, and I want to be the one with the cute girl. I want to be the van life guy with the cute girl traveling around, doing all these fun activities. And that has not happened. I'm the other van life person. I'm the one who was alone, driving around or hanging out by myself. And I don't know if the other kind exists, because all I'm going off of is social media, right? All I am going off of is Instagram posts and YouTube videos, and there's a car. No actual real evidence of a cute couple on the road having a time of their life. Actually, there is one example, but I think they did the whole van life thing for like a summer. I met them now 2 years ago. I haven't even seen them on social media anymore. Probably because they got nothing to post about, because their whole van life is over. It was for a summer, and they traveled around, and he mountain bike and she rode on her on her. Did you just hear my stomach growl? I heard it. She wrote on her blog and blah, blah, blah. Where has their Instagram gone? Anyways, they ended up getting engaged, and I think they got an apartment or something. In fact, that's the second time. I've known other people who have um, gave up the van, and they had a child on the way, and they gave up the van. I do know one couple, but again, not in real life. What is going on with my stomach? Must be hungry. I need some coffee. I just woke up. By the way, I just woke up, and I can't believe this weather. That it's perfect. I put my pants on. I stepped outside, and I'm at like 8,000 feet elevation. This is like bitter cold, snow on the ground type environment, and it's March, and I was outside peeing. If you must know, outside peeing, wearing basically what I wore to bed. Very comfortable outside. It's great. I've never been so relieved for spring. Anyways, I do know of one couple on social media that has had the baby, and they're in their van. I think. Or have I seen them? I don't know. Did I see them like... No, they're traveling. I think they're making some money. I don't know. It's confusing. But the truth is, I don't know anybody who has done this longer than a vacation, longer than just a trip. And is a happily ever after type of couple. My gut's making all kinds of noise. So, I think the only van lifer that really exists is the loner van lifers. And so here's the hard part about it, all right? Let me get to it. The hard part about being a van lifer, or the thing about being a van lifer, the truth about it is that it's hard. What's so hard about it? It's not necessarily the loneliness, being lonely, but it is the isolation. It is the isolation. You are alone a lot, and there's nothing, depending on the situation, but usually there's nothing around. So let's take, for example, last night I pulled up here and there was this couple. Oh my God, by the way, it was so windy last night that their lean-to, I wonder if they relocated to their car, or their lean-to is down. Like, it was beautiful yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of jealous that you're going to sleep under the stars like this. But then the wind was rocking my van last night, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to move to their car. There's a pile on the ground where their lean-to used to be. I'm wondering if they're under that. It was horrible. The wind. Anyways, so I came up here. I talked to them a little bit. Oh, nice to meet you. I needed $3 to pay for the camping fee. And so I sold him some wood I've been carrying around for $3. He wanted to give me the $3. So I paid my fee. I got in my van. I read for a little bit, and then it was lights out. And I must have went to bed considerably early. And there's nothing else to do, especially in situations like this, where you're out in the woods. There are no, or mountains. There is no internet. There's nothing. And you have a lot of time to reflect and think. And this is what's hard. This is what's hard, is you have no distractions. All you have to do is think about life, which is what people need, right? But refuse. People need alone time, but they're afraid. They don't like what they hear when things quiet down. And when you're in your van and you're traveling alone by yourself, you have no other option. There is no escape from these noises, these internal voices, these And I'm not trying to be silly. Internal voices. It's yours, your internal voice, not other internal voices. But there's no escape. Now, majority of people intentionally make noise. Create distractions so that they don't have to hear these internal voices. They jump from relationship to relationship. They never sit down. They never some they don't even like to read. Reading is a distraction. They don't know it because there's no noise going on, so they don't want to do it. They don't want to hear what they have to say to themselves. So they keep themselves distracted with anything and everything. So, they work full time and maybe two. You know what? I did that. The first time that I was ever left alone, I can remember the door clicking. The first time in my life, I was 23 years old. My friends had moved me to an apartment in St. Louis. And the next morning, so they helped me move. Then we went out and got drunk. And the next morning, they're like, well, we'll see you later. And when they left and the door clicked behind them, I was like, I'm alone for the first time in my life. I was 23 years old, maybe 24, 24 years old. I had, yeah, I had went from being in my family, as a kid, to joining the military. So in the military, I'm living in the dormitories, living with other guys. And then from the military, I went to being married. From being married, I went from living with roommates. I got divorced. Roommates. From the roommates, I had driven all the way back to my dad's house. I got out of the military. I had my gear. I'm living with my dad for like 2 weeks. I find an apartment. My friends from high school moved me to that apartment. And I just summed up the first 23 years, 24 years of my life where in none of that time was I alone. Ever. When the door closed and my friends left, click. That was it. That was the first time. And so what I ended up doing then was, I had gotten a job. I already had it. I was commuting for a while. It sucked. I got another job as a bouncer. And then I started taking classes at night. That was me. I did not want to be alone. And so I occupied my time with as much stuff as possible. Because for the most part, it sucks. It sucks to listen to yourself, to have this isolation, and you're not gonna like the things that you have to tell yourself. The cool thing is that I think it's necessary, and so here I am forcing it on myself. And discovering things about me, learning, 40 something years old, and here I am learning stuff. But, I probably got another 40 something years ago, so I've made it this long fucked up. I might as well make it twice this, double that, the rest of the duration of my life, not fucked up. But don't think it's all joy out here in van life. Just because I post a picture of my van in Sedona and like, it's beautiful. Don't think that's my whole life. That was one picture, right? That's one picture. I took a picture yesterday of the van and the mountains and the sky, and it's going to be great. I'm going to edit it and post it on Instagram. It's going to look fantastic. But don't think that my life is great because I take a picture of my van next to an arch or next to mountains or a stream or a creek or anything. Van life is not hard. Van life is not all it's cracked up to be. It's hard. And I met somebody the other day, laundromat. She was looking at I could tell she was looking at my solar panels, and she was like, "Oh, you got that set up, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good." She's like, "Yeah, I did it for 34 days." I was like, 34 days? She's like, "Yeah, I tried it out. I couldn't do it." I got 2 cars. I tried it out. I couldn't do it. I did a lot of traveling. I hit both coasts, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah. She says, the isolation. I couldn't take it. And that is what van life is like. That sums it up. It's going to be hard because you're going to face yourself, you're going to face your demons, and if you can take it, if you can stand it, you can endure. You can get to go to those places where you take those super cool pictures, You can hang out and have campfires, and you can get all that good stuff. But if you can't endure that isolation, those conversations with yourself, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. And she did. She hated it. She gave it back up. She has a job in an apartment now. Another thing about caw. Get out of here, blackbirds. There's no food around here. Another thing about van life that people don't really know about is it kind of takes money. You kind of have to have some money. And it's not a lot, but depending on how you want to live, depending on how much you want to spend on gas, you want to travel to all these beautiful places and they did hunker down under the tarp. They're just getting up now. You want to go to fucking Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and you want to go to Sedona, Arizona, and you want to go to San Diego, California, and you want to go to Telluride, Colorado. You're going to have to drive there, son, and that shit takes gas, and gas costs money. And if you're driving around in your goddamn van, not doing shit, how are you going to make money? It's going to take money just on gas alone. Depending on your situation, if you're in the city and you can't cook or you don't have a kitchen inside your van, you're going to have to eat out. That takes a lot of money. Campsites. Now, here's another thing. All these van life, posting, Rocky Mountain National Park, Arches National Park, blah, 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 blah. You know it costs like $30 to get in the fucking park? Just to get in this place. You go to Alondra Park in Gardena, this is free. But Rocky Mountain National Park, $30, son, just to go. So campsites there are $27 a night or something like that. If you go in a butt-ass cold off-season, they'll have discounted rates. Maybe only $17, all right? Shit, this campsite was $17. This right on the counter. This ain't no national park. This is a regular old campsite where I'm sure in the summertime is full of drunk, stupid-ass people. But I just parked my van here, and it's $17 a night. Luckily, I have a pass that gets me a discount. But everything costs money. Nothing is really cheap. Yes, National Forest and BLM, public lands, you can camp there, but you better get used to taking a dump in the woods, which I don't mind doing, but I haven't had to in 2 years. Can you mention that? I even made a toilet and didn't ever have to use it. Because I'm just, I'm like 40 minutes, an hour away from a coffee shop now where I'm going to go and enjoy myself. I'm trying to. Breakdowns, son. So if I didn't happen to come into money last year and then get a job that paid me a ridiculous amount of money and I saved half of my paychecks, I wouldn't have money in the bank where I can throw damn near, let me think, almost around $4,000 I've had to dump into this van since January in repairs and fixing stuff. Another thing about van life, one of the last things about van life is haters. You're gonna get haters, man. They're gonna hate on you because they think your life is perfect. I had somebody, when I did have my business before it was stolen, when I did have my business, I had somebody tell my client, because we're Facebook friends, tell my client, don't hire him anymore. I don't want to support his lifestyle. Fucking hater, son. Hater. He doesn't want to hire me because he doesn't like what I do with my money after he pays me for the services I've rendered. Fuck that guy, first of all. Only reason I stay Facebook friends with him is so he can see all the fun shit I'm doing. But here's the thing. That's not all, it wasn't all fun shit. Like, it's all bullshit. You know, I like to say that my social media is honest now. I'm true to myself. I post, I try to be as honest as possible. I don't want to be all sad bastard. I'm tired of these people out there that are like, oh, I'm so sad. My life sucks. And, you know, women whose Instagrams are pictures. They're of quotes. But bitter fucking women quotes. Like, I don't want to be that. But, so I post, you know, stuff. Maybe I'm gonna write under in my Instagram. I explain. I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you how hard it is now. My last podcast was about me admitting that I was a fucking alcoholic. So I don't know. I want to tell the truth, but I don't want to dwell on everything. I don't want to be all sad bastard and make you not want to listen to my podcast. So when this guy was seeing my pictures of Sedona, so Sedona will blow. You take some snapshots in Sedona, that'll blow up your Facebook. People are like, oh my God, where is this? It's beautiful there. It's beautiful. And it's national forest right next to the city. So you can go out to Sedona where all these rich fuckers are buying crystals and shit. Spend your day in Sedona and then drive out to the national forest and camp for free with all the other bums. And, because it's so close. It's so close. It's great there. I should have been there this winter. I had a bad incident there, so I kind of left. But he hated, and recently on Facebook, somebody else was like I said, with the opening is telling me I have a perfect life. There's a person on Facebook who will not shut the fuck up about me living in my van and how don't work. I don't have a job. He criticized me for the first year and a half when I owned a company. Owned a company that I built from the ground up. Started with $0. Owned a company, 6 employees. And he criticized me for not having a job. I don't even know what you do. I don't see how. I wrote him and I said, why have you are the toughest critic of me and my lifestyle, the fact that I live in a van, the fact that I don't work. You are, what was the word I said? You are more concerned about my life than my own fucking father. Like, my own dad doesn't talk as much shit as you. Why are you so concerned that I don't live my life basically like you? And that's the answer. Is that I don't live my life like other people. Basically, I live my life the way people want to live their life. And they don't. And they fucking hate it. And it sucks. They want to be like me. And what's fucked up is they hate on me instead. Like, I'll be first to admit, this is not the greatest life. This isn't the greatest. Van life, yeah, like all those fucking fake people you see on the internet. But it's enjoyable. Especially from the perspective of other people. The fact that I don't work. The fact that I get to live wherever I want. I go to all these places. That I'm I'm not strapped down to a mortgage and a truck payment and all this stuff. I mean, I did this. I created this. I made sure I didn't have any bills. I paid $1,500 for this van. It's not hard. You just have to make the decision to do those things, and people don't want. They're scared to not have debt. They're scared to not have jobs, I guess. I don't know. That's another topic. I'm not going to get into it. But my point is that if you're going to have some haters out there, and that's hard. That's hard too. I mean, maybe you should get used to haters. Maybe you should like it. The fact that you have haters, maybe that tells you that you have you're living a life worth living. It all comes down to this. I have to figure out what I'm going to say now. I wrote it down, but I don't know what. It all comes down to this. Why do I do it? Why do I do it? I'm sure I had an answer when I wrote down that question. I'm going to say that the reason I do it is because of what I was just talking about. I could go wherever I want. I get to see beautiful things. I get to go wherever I want. I don't have to work. I can make some money, buy some new jeans, stuff like that. That's fun. It is a lot of freedom. It is a lot of freedom. But with freedom comes the toll, right? With your freedom comes the toll. You know, it's weird. People, I hate this, but people say freedom isn't free. Let's talk about this freedom. The freedom to roam the country, the freedom to go wherever you want, the freedom to not have bills and not have to work. That freedom also, right? It's a different freedom than the whole, what they're talking about. That freedom also isn't free. And what I have to pay in return is, in the long run, is going to benefit me, right? I have to pay for this with isolation. I have to pay for this with introspection. I have to pay for this with realizing how fucked up I am and what did I do with my life the first 40 years, and that's what I have to pay for. This in the long run, it's going to benefit me, right? I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better person. One, father, potential, spouse. Because if I were to go through life staying distracted, not identifying these things, I would continue to be a fucked up person. I would continue to be a potentially bad father, potentially bad spouse. Nothing would change. So that's my fee for all this freedom, is the isolation. But in the long run, it's going to pay off. It's going to benefit me. Maybe someday I will get a goddamn house. Oh, how about a ranch? Folks, I think this is it. For this episode. You can follow me on... Now, last 2 episodes, I gave the wrong Twitter handle, wrong Instagram handle, like an idiot. So let me give you the correct. It's at David E. Soto Jr. JR for Jr. The reason what's different is that I had to put the E in there because some other asshole named David Soto Jr. has David Soto Jr. So I got David E. Soto Jr. on Instagram, David E. Soto Jr. on Twitter. And my website is davidsotorights.com. www.davidsotorights.com. I got a lot of books coming out. I have 3 books ready to go. Damn near finished and ready to go. Kind of different, but they're written. Let's say rough drafts. Rough drafts are written. Books coming out. Articles are going to publish. I got some short story submissions that are going to go out. You can read a lot of my stuff on my website. David E. Soto. Fucking stupid. davidsotorights.com, and You can join my email list. I cleaned it up. There was like a robot signing people up, randomly signing people up on my email list. And it's frustrating. But I've managed to clean that up, get that fixed, put in a recapture thing to verify that you're a human, doing all this stuff. Join my email list, and I will start posting more emails. Now I'm getting rid of hundreds of fake signups. It's frustrating to get it. People sign up every day and they're fake. So I don't bother to send emails out because I know that I really should only have 12. I really should only have 12, subscribers, not 110. But like I said, I've cleaned that up. I'm going to start emailing it more often. And I'm going to clean up that email list so that it's strictly people who want to interact with me, who want to say, ooh, that version of the book cover is better, or, oh, I don't think you should do that. The title, blah, blah, blah. Help me as an author. That's what that email list is. It's for my readers to help me with my next upcoming projects, things that I've written that I didn't publish. I email those to those. And apparently you're supposed to have an email list if you're going to be successful at anything. So anyways, folks, that's it. I appreciate you tuning in. I'll catch you next time.